And as the classic saying goes, is this thing on? Lorelai and Soshi, we ought to invite Wario. I think he's going to be busy in Mario Kart World for a little bit, though. But let's see, we've got... Do I have the chat pulled up on my end? It seems that way. Let me... Is my mic too loud? It says it's peaking, and let me turn it down a little bit. Let's see how that goes. Alright, and let's see how the music sounds. Alright, I'll have to move it. Move it. Alright, now I just gotta prop this whole phone up, using it for the YouTube tracking. You can't see me right now, but my arms are pretzel. I just have to lean on... Oh, the soundbar. I did the soundbar. I literally got a soundbar. Oh no, I got a soundbar already. I literally got a new microphone. Damn it. A new phone stand. That's what I have to use for the car. Might could be improved. Yeah, it's the... Well, actually, you know what? Let me see if I can hook up my usual desktop mic. I was using the DualSense built one in. It sounded okay when I previewed it, but it's evidently not the greatest. Can you tell I haven't done this in a while? Alright. Let's see. First time streaming in this different place I'm hanging out into. Went from one place in Maryland to another, and you can see we'll do another move before the year's over. That one, depending on work and stuff. If I can't find the stand for that, I will just prop it up. Prop it up. You want to rack them up, boys? Rack them up. Let's see. Spent so much time setting up the recording software in VTube rig, I still had to work on the microphone. Take it here. Okay, we'll just prop it up. Let's get another cable for it. Oh wait, no, we don't need the cable for the DualSense if we're just gonna... Oh, got the mic back. Yeah, I'm sorry. For now, we're just going to have to use the DualSense. I literally looked for all my USB cables, and none of them are the same kind as None of them are the same kind that take the my usual desktop mic. Let me see do we have? There we go. All right. Looks like the stream's showing up okay. Let me just get this phone propped up so in a way that doesn't knock anything else over. Can you tell I'm out of the game? But I think I've been saying for months I would do this, and a new Fortnite festival season is a good reason. Kind of snuck up, even though I think they gave the date a while ago. Let's see. Move the soundbar towards the. Today's show will be just 10 minutes of Behon messing around. Oh no! Dang it. Okay. Seems better. Maybe if when I maybe did a little bit of a refresh. Let's see. Okay, so if I move the avatar on my phone, he doesn't move that much, it seems. Oh, he does a little bit. What's a good place to... I should probably prop it up with the thing I was using before. Is that gonna work? That might. Keep it balanced. Okay. Could always fall over, but such is life. Avatar moves him away so he's not a disembodied torso. The old fort. Alright, let's catch up on text. So she has sent a couple other things. Written my own episode of the Mario 3 cartoon. I was going to ask, does it involve Milli Vanilli? Because that is all I can think of. Well, it's the first thing I think of when I think of that show. It's insane. My lieutenant step of fluffing that could actually be a plot. Yeah, they would take like. I think 3 is the best one of those Mario cartoons because it's the one that actually draws the most from the game outside of the characters and power-ups. Like they actually set in the Mushroom Kingdom instead of, Bedrock in that Mario cartoon. And then the Super Show was just like, hey, every episode's some different made-up pastiche of something, and there might be a Mushroom Kingdom episode in there. I haven't seen. There's a lot of episodes of that show. Am I getting a warning about quality? Current bitrate lower than the recommended bitrate. Oh, let me see if I can make it higher. Might not be able to while it's doing the. Oh yeah, I can. Hang on. I'm gonna make the. Should make this better resolution. In my alternate universe, this episode replaces the Milli Vanilli one. Fair. Yeah, I saw that episode. I had no clue it was a thing. I actually most of my Mario 3 viewing was when I was a kid because I would have been like 3 or 2 or 3 when it aired, so I would have been watching. But a friend of ours had a bunch of episodes taped on VHS, and one of them was that. And I had already read in some magazines about the Milli Vanilli thing was their whole scandal was old news. That's all I knew him for. So when Peach comes out, I was like, "We're going to a Milli Vanilli concert." I'm like, "Oh, is this serious?" World's my favorite 3 shows, but 3 is objectively better. Well, World has Yoshi. We haven't had that much with Yoshi outside the games. Girl Super Show is still. Yes, I do really like those. I think I prefer the second voice for Mario, and the 3 and Roland's better. But as far as I guess I saw photos of that guy. He didn't really look the part physically as much as. And I like the first Luigi more. The second one, people said he sounds like Ronnie Dangerfield, and I can't unhear it. There's something I said. Hey, Mario. Hated Cutie Pie and the fact that he kept using all the love bullying stuff. So Wendy Cutie Pie, her voice is super annoying in that. So I believe it's I swear someone said it was Tabitha St. Germain, who's done a lot of cartoons and voices. I guess Roni would know her for Rarity. But I think Tara Strong was one of Iggy and Lemmy. Let's get to it. So we'll keep talking about other stuff. But yeah, we got a new Fortnite season today. People let me know that that it's showing up okay. I am going to set up a I set up a custom room. I believe it was, all right, options, details. How do I do this? I was doing it earlier. Open server. Dan Hennessy. Okay. And he passed away. That's a shame. I will check on. Yeah, she was Iggy. Yeah. I never knew which one was Hip and Hop because it's kind of like how. Well, it's not actual Mario characters, but like I've seen the live action movie tons of times, and I know it's Spike and Iggy, and I can name those actors and tell them apart physically, but I couldn't tell you off the top of my head which one's Spike and which one's Iggy because the character, personality-wise, they blend together. Let's see. I know there is a way to do a matchmaking. No. Oh, Phil. I probably could do Phil. Oh, yes, right. You go down at the bottom. 1 second. Custom key. All right. So I have written. Now let me just post on the server on the Discord that it's going, and so other people have a chance to join us. Where can I get the... Okay, let me just go to my channel. All right. And thanks everybody for bearing with me. Once we do this more, it's gonna be a lot quicker. Can you hear me typing? I actually always found that sound very soothing, or like something comforting about it. Maybe just because I've spent so much of my life on a keyboard. All right, enter code. All right. So we are going to do some Fortnite Festival. I am going to... Let me see if I set up a... I guess I'll set up a room here. Looking for party. All right, somebody try joining it if you want. The code is in the server. Let's see. It's in the video title too. Options. Let's just see. All right, here we go. Yeah, I think we're good. Okay, so we're good to go. So you can join me. I'll give everybody a few minutes. If we get at least one in like 3 or 4 minutes, I can start. It doesn't require 4. You can join. So just so you know, Fortnite and Festival are cross-play. You can play on mobile, you can play on computer, you can play on any of the 3 console families. And even though they did make a fancy new guitar controller for those instruments, you can normally play with a regular gamepad or touchscreen. And a nice thing is you can actually, they will have all DLC available that each player owns. And I did a tally yesterday, I own over 140 songs for Festival, so we'll have a good amount of things to incorporate. Let's check the chat. All right. Yep, we're talking about Switch 2 stuff, and Dennis passed away. Hope for Kid Icarus, Lorelei. I still want that HD port. I know people want Wind Waker and Twilight Princess 2, but I'm like, those already exist on another system. Kid Icarus is still stuck on 3DS. Terror Strong Voice Twilight Sparkle. Yes, there are 2 Brony connections there. Probably because this is me getting geeky. I think most of the voice cast in those Mario cartoons was Canadian, and that's the same case with Friendship is Magic. I guess the weird thing is Terror Strong is from there, but moved to California like ages ago. I guess she would fly there to do that. I have no idea how that came about, but that's what it is. Deltarune fans eating good. Yeah, so they confirmed it's going to be all there. At this point, I think I just want to wait until Deltarune's finished before I actually play it. I found the console price put 80 for Mario Kart is criminal, and also Silk Song is. I haven't even played Hollow Knight, but it means a lot to me that, well, for one, it means a lot to me that people are going to be quiet about it. But now it's good to give hope and know we're in with the home stretch. Let's see. You spend far too much time on the computer. It's my life. That's so very, very sad. Freakazoid's on me. TV, 2 things on pack. Yeah. Figures are one of my all-time favorite shows. Love it to pieces. Quoted. I've been quoting it for decades. And never get Rhythm Heaven. I am a Rhythm Heaven and Tomodachi Life fan, so yes, I celebrate. Let's see. Didn't keep the cartoon that much, except the snake. Well, yeah, nobody ever talks about that, so I just assumed it was. Then the Saturday Supercade, that whole package, other than like it being a novelty, so I assumed it wasn't that great. Mario Cartoon Cast was good. Yeah. Oh, and actually, so if we're talking Nintendo, so was the Donkey Kong Country Cartoon Cast. I think I actually, yeah, Yoshi's voice was Diddy's voice, and Cranky was on stuff like Are You Afraid? He was a regular on Are You Afraid of the Dark, which was like 80 actors. The Cranky actor is actually an interesting guy because both he's like my favorite. He's definitely my favorite like voice for the character so far. I didn't like the Fred Armisen movie version, and there's that clip going around of the animatronic version now in English, and it's more fitting than the movie, but it sounds too like gentle. The what's his name? The TV actor. I remember I just looked up Aaron Tager. Very interesting guy because he actually retired in like the 2000s because he was older. He was like in his 60s when he was doing Cranky, and he did a lot of art. He did a lot of neat painting. There was like a little documentary on him. He just seemed like an interesting fella, and yeah, he was in all sorts of other. He was just a busy working guy. Did like Andrew Simpson's Diddy Con better with Yoshi. I need to hear more of Yoshi. Yeah, the Diddy voice is infamously annoying, especially when he sings. All right, I'm gonna give it another minute, and then I will just start, or I will. Actually, I'm probably not gonna do randos at first because they actually finally started incorporating one of my most wanted features. Let's make sure if I have do we need to join? All right, yeah, we'll check back, but let's get to it. It's funny, most of my Mario World show quotes I just got from YouTube poop because I've seen so little of the actual show compared to. Yeah, I thought 3 I've seen more episodes. I think of Super Show I've seen like 2 or 3 full ones, but still more than. Well, I guess it's Mama Luigi because I applied for that Reanimate a couple years ago and actually didn't get in, but it's all cool because besides Wario, I got into the Rayman and Sonic X ones. Okay, so let's make this guy sing. All right. So, or actually, maybe I should get I'm not gonna do some. Actually, I'm gonna back out and get a switch to a female character. What was I gonna say? Because I want to try the Sabrina Carpenter songs they launched with. Opinion on the Minecraft movie, if any of you all saw it. I haven't seen it. I am surprised by the box office news because it's not even like Mario where it got blah reviews, but the public, fans once they saw it, where the reception was positive. It's like, let's have Johnny sing, but like this is like people just don't seem big on it, and yet it's doing bank. So I don't know what to make of it. But I'm also not one to talk because my only real Minecraft exposure is I played through all the first season of Story Mode, and I liked it. But I knew from the get-go that's not normal Minecraft. It's linear. They talk. There's a story, so it's like kind of the opposite of what playing Minecraft is like. And I did play for a few the proper games. I also really wanted the coupons in my. Wait, have they not been shown? I didn't even think about that. Oh, Lorelai, you didn't know about. Let me just show you some of the crazy characters that are the licensed ones. We just got Lara Croft. I think there was the original version. This was the Angel of Darkness version, probably because they did the remaster. Miku was the last season opener. Spike Spiegel, had to buy that. I love me some Cowboy Bebop. Also, I love me some Nolan Batman, though he certainly looks sillier without the cape and with a little duffel bag. Baymax, Godzilla. We have MonsterVerse Godzilla. Kong has been available too. Snoop Dogg was the last, and then we have Cyberpunk, V, and Johnny, or the Hobie. He's one of my favorites. You can put on the Spider-Punk outfit, but I love how he looks like that. All right, so let's. Wait, no, did I pick a female? Hang on. I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's just get back to what we're doing. Who's a good favorite female design? Looks a pretty good one. People are going to sacrifice me for an extra for saying anything nice about the Koopalings, or people like the Koopalings. Behon is Spindly Johnny in Fortnite. If I'm thinking of what you're thinking of, he would actually fit very well. Run, a Spindly Johnny! He keep making baseball puns and do. I appreciate your deep cut. Okay, let me find a. Actually, Emma Frost looks pretty cool. Let's go with her. All right. So I'll do a couple songs. I think after I do each set, I will check. I don't know if the game sends you notifications if people request to join the party while you're playing. I would hope so. And because I know I've gotten some in-game, like they're inviting you to something, so hopefully you get the same for they want to join. All right, but we'll see if it's special for last. That's actually the one I've already been familiar with and really like. All right. I'm gonna turn off. I'll use my keyboard to turn up the sound on my end. Dave Coupling has to be Iggy. You know what? It's funny, for most of my life I didn't have a favorite, but since they kind of started coming back and New Super Mario Brothers and Kart and the like, I'm like, I just like Larry's design. He's just fun. And Roy is cool because he and Morton are like those big stocky ones who actually shaped like Bowser. But they played Morton as kind of a dope, and Roy's kind of a little bit more of a head on shoulders. All right, yeah, we got party of. I saw Leia, Mysterio. I can't tell who's playing from. So let's find out later. Yes, Roy, I have news in a second. I actually. So, one of the reasons I also want to start this stream is I want to give some updates and answer questions on, you know, the hiatus, where I've been and what I've been up to, and kind of the plans for things. So, yeah, I'll talk about the WarioWare stuff in just a second, but does anybody have any questions about future plans or where I've been? That's a pretty chill song. I had to cover my cough, so I missed a note. That's okay. One nice thing about Festival that I'm kind of just over in rhythm games is that it automatically has a no-fail thing. You don't, I can't tell you how many times in Guitar Hero I would get to like the last minute of a song where they throw like a crazy solo and I just couldn't do it. The good thing is the modded versions of Guitar Hero and Rock Band that I play nowadays, they have it so you can toggle it all. And even in Rock Band, you can hide the home bar on the left. King Dad, we gotta help King Dad. I actually, that's one of my favorite things about those shows is that's just a great nickname. I'm like, it's not wrong. He's a king and he's their dad. I will say, I kind of wonder if they're. No, I was gonna say something about Bonanza, but it is more to League. So I'm gonna not go into that until it's a reveal. And if there's something in that chat, I'm just not waiting until people actually will probably see it. Lorelai, thanks for coming in. I'm sorry for the late start, but. I'll be doing more. I'm thinking I'm probably going to be doing like one. I think Tuesday would be a good day for me, actually. Unless I start getting work days assigned on that, but not at the moment. Wednesday's another good day where I have a weekly medical appointment there, so that'll be difficult, unless it's like the evening or something. And I'd probably pick a weekend day. So maybe 2 or maybe 3 days a week. I feel like that's actually more manageable for me than 3, and I'll probably make them longer going forward, too. Also, Soshi or anybody else watching, how's the audio balance right now? Both, can you make me out okay? Is the music not too loud? It's a pretty cool song. It just is funny because I think there's a reason it's called Fortnite Festival and not Rock Fortnite Festival. This one, they've kind of broadened the. There isn't really a rule on what type of music they'll use, even if it's like a dance techno thing. They just put an extra, the vocals can even go to, like they have Sandstorm by Darude, and it's just I think they put vocals to quote Ego Rapper. Okay, so we got a Ninja Girl. Yeah, we got Leia in the. I always forget I can tell you her bounty hunter disguise in Return of the Jedi. I know the design. I know that boss. But I can never remember the fake name because they don't say it in the movie. Yeah, then we got Mysterio. Oh, I wish I equipped his cape. All right, so that's a good song. Music is a little loud, but it's fine. I can turn that down right now. Give me one moment. Open up. All right, it's actually very easy. The audio volume for both microphone and game is very easy to adjust. All right, so we got some Sabrina Carpenter coming up. All right. Yeah, actually, I'll start answering. I'll just start going over things. So a big thing that happened. I guess it would have been like Christmas, 2 Christmases ago, late 2023. I moved back in with my family for financial reasons, which on its own is fine, but it's kind of, they kind of live in a pretty dead zone, like, you know, nice place and people, but a lot of just like people just into fishing, farming, and not much in the way of media or geek stuff. So I also was finishing school, and we were able to set up to do all the rest of it remotely, because they were already on hybrid like that ever since COVID. And that I did realize I'm not really cut out for exclusively remote classes after, you know, a lifetime of doing in person. But I did finish, and I graduated beginning of this year. And one thing, so I'm not actually at the normal parents' place. My dad actually got a new job in a town called Napa, so it's closer to DC and like where I grew up. And it's a nice town. He invited me to come to it, and I just vibe with it a lot more in terms of activity and the like. And we ended up converting one room there into mine and doing that. And now the plan is to save up for a couple more months through work, and you know, maybe see if I can go somewhere with more media stuff again for the years over. But honestly, the biggest reason why things have been slow the past year was just because it was kind of just nose to the grindstone and fully commit to finishing college. But also, there was also other stuff. I believe it was October, September last year when I landed the modding gig with Nyla. We saw the Resident Evil 4 video. We actually just finished the mods for his next video. He always asks that I don't, share details on that until it's out. But so I won't say the game or stuff like that. But not only did I do the majority of the mods for it, I'll actually be doing a voice in it for his fun, rewritten, re-edited stuff. It's been very fun to do. Yeah, he said we're going to do he's going to have to essentially direct me for many lines. Probably the next week or two. I'll DM it later. Thanks, Kane. It was kind of surreal, I'm in my 30s. I just thought, all right, college didn't work out. It sucks, but I guess it's not gonna happen. And then one day, my parents just kind of dropped that. Hey, if when we were just kind of brainstorming things going forward, like thinking about work and stuff, and one of them said, well, actually, we're willing to pay if we go back and commit to finishing college. I was like, oh, I didn't think that was the case. And that was the last 2.5, 3 years of my life. And that is the big reason stuff on like Wario and the YouTube more and more stalled. That compounded with when the modding became a paid gig, which I'm certainly still going to do mods for Nylon otherwise. I still want to go back and finish the other Mario Wonder WarioWare characters. But it's definitely time. I definitely am ready to get back to doing some drawing, doing some cartoons. I actually was just working on some assistant work, kind of like I did for. Also, if you missed it in 2023, I couldn't believe this, but long story short, I got the opportunity to do some assisting animation for a short by John Dilworth. If you don't know the name, he's the creator and director of Her Cowardly Dog, and both before and after that, he's been doing tons of shorts in that same like quirky comedy horror style. And I was fortunate to get the chance to do some ink and paint a couple shots for this short called How If You Love Me, which is not publicly available yet, but he's been taking to film circuits since fall. Still doing so, and I believe it's gotten several awards, and I'm really excited to see it. I actually emailed him end of last year, and he did confirm once the circuit's done, he'll both be working on streaming and Blu-ray releases. So I know I want to both watch it, and then assuming it's not, it doesn't seem like his work has like R-rated stuff. Assuming it's not, I'd love to show it to my family. I also need to get back to doing some more auditions. There are definitely some, there are recurring projects I've been able to keep voicing on. The big one is New Day, which is on Steam in early access. It's so funny because it was inspired and made because it seemed like Tomodachi Life was dead. Kind of like how we were getting like with the Heaven stuff, because that seemed dead, and not the case. I mean, I'm happy to have both though. You know, stuff inspired by it, putting new spins on it, and against all odds, and kind of bringing them back. Okay, yeah, Sabrina Carpenter is definitely these are good songs to have on like when you're just out on like the beach on summer, and you get why her stage environment is like this. Okay, yeah, Emma Frost is a good pick for this. You know, I think they like the cartoon voices, like more deep and stuff like that. Sorry, I took a what? I'm just thinking about in Mr. Science Theater, sometimes they would just, instead of bleeping, they would just silence a curse. And they would go, like, you son of a... It's like, son of a what? Son of a preacher man? Son of a sailor? Download new day back when you first mentioned. Good substitute for some reduction. Kane's saying they're still doing updates for it, so check the library and see about something like that. I actually just and follow their YouTube. I narrate like bi-monthly updates about what's being added and what is planned. And I recorded one a few days ago. It's probably gonna be out pretty soon. It's already. And they have Discord too, and talk about the game and other games. Thanks for downloading it, because that also helps their, both wishlisting and downloading helps. That's why people always say wishlist now, not just to remind you that it comes out, but it helps boost them in the algorithm of like Steam promoting stuff. Oh, look at that dance. Shared dance. While Mysterio is soaking in the attention. All right. Who's going to be a dancer? Sorry, I'm going to get a step. These adopted kids. And actually, in my head there, I'm like, they're all these kids to me. The real question is who's the mom, which, you know, they very deliberately, like stuff like Sunshine, avoid that. And oh wait, no, I know. Oh wait, no, they explained who it is. It's Miyamoto. He pointed to himself. He had a nice fling with Bowser and gave. I don't know how that worked. I have so many questions. But yeah, look at that clip. There's like a rapid fire question, like, who's the father of Bowser Jr.? He thinks for a second, and then he just smiles and points to himself, like. Tomodachi Life costs 100 used game store. Really? Oh, that makes me wish I'd bought it physical and not digital back in the day, because I held on to it. I could, you know. It must have been a limited run. That's actually the reason for, you know, why certain games are like that is typically because they either maybe they don't have that much faith in it, or they think it's too niche. I can tell you, Soshi, if you weren't around for it, the big one for the original DS was Phoenix Wright. That original one, you know, it's the first attempt after never bringing over the GBA versions. Capcom was like, we don't know, so they didn't make many. And obviously, Ace Attorney blew up, and for a couple years there was just you had to shell. There was a certain point we had to really shell out to get that. The ironic thing is that they were still like, okay, it's big, but we're just gonna release everything digitally now for it. Which I remember on 3DS that people were pretty upset. For the game market was a mistake. I can't quite get behind that, because I think just because the retro game stores I visit in my area are all just really nice people, and I don't want to store stuff like that. The limited run was actually one of the higher selling 3DS games. Okay, then maybe is it demand? Do you have any idea why it goes for that? It's just because it must be because of popularity. Maybe word of mouth for it spread over the years. Let's start about Godzilla 4. Godzilla PS4 goes for 700. I heard that it wasn't even that good. Oh wait, are you talking about the game or the actual? Or is there like a console of it? If it's a console, I can live with that. If it's a game, like don't do that. I can think of. No, I can't think of any games that would justify 700. Even ones that kept me coming back for years, like Rockman. No idea. Okay, it's okay. I'll have to look up what that. I'm just going to assume if you're saying it's a normal print run, I'm just assuming it's gotten in high demand because it was never ported or got a sequel on the Switch, Miitopia, and yeah, it's the only one in the series right now. I know there was a DS one before that, but that was Japan only. The game was 700. Yeah, I heard that wasn't good. Yeah, that's okay. Then that's just a collector thing. That's just if you want to be like, well, I mean, Godzilla's a big thing. I'm sure there are collectors out there who want to get as much of the stuff they can just to you know, to have it on display or feel like they're not missing stuff. Those are the only ones I would say I could see showing out 700. Like, was Godzilla a limited run? Because I can't think of another reason it would be like that. But I don't hear people talking about it. I hear people talking about Tomodachi. That is very strange, but very interesting for you guys to bring up all these limited runs, or not even limited runs, just availability. I don't think I brought up Phoenix Wright. That was limited run initially. That I got all my people. Anybody join? All right, let's see. I'm gonna give another minute now. If anybody wants to join, the code is in. Code is in the video title. I believe it is.
I'm ready. You ready, Dave? I'm ready, Slick.
I think it's Diamond Festival. Yeah, Diamond Festival, all caps. I'll wait a minute or two. Then I'll probably join with some randoms. It's a game where it's not so bad to join some randoms because you don't have to have voice chat on for festival. Namco's Pac-Man at NES. So for regional price like 16, and BB is still 50 because of Win It Rookie. That's weird. Is it even like? I want to say I say that's considered an alright port because I've seen footage of it. It's not 1-to-1, but it seems fine. It's not like, you know, the Atari version or other like newer arcade games that would be watered down for the NES. Got one for $24.50. Well, with the instruction that helps. Tomodachi probably getting price. That's got it. Oh, that must be it. Yeah, eShop. Because nowadays, now it's like if you want to be legit with it, you can't go. Download's not an option anymore. You gotta get it's physical or else, and that's out of print. Okay, yeah, that does. And I think also it plays into what I said about the. All right. Hang on. All right. The price was released in 1983. I know that was when it was like a Japanese recession. Or was it just inflation? Which was the Japanese recession around 94. I know it was around that time. Can't have one. It's funny, I learned about it because in Spirited Away, the dad mentions it at the beginning. Like, oh yeah, there were all these amusement parks, but during the recession, a lot of them got closed down. So it's kind of touching on history there. And it's funny because I guess, I don't know the reasons for it, but I remember Japan had one of their biggest booms was the 80s because of they were kind of on the cutting edge of tech, like audio video hardware and cars and stuff. The funny thing is that I associate it with anime because that's kind of seen as like the heyday of the direct-to-video ones, the OVAs. And there were a lot of just one-off movies or specials or adaptations. And people point out like they were just you could see them be a lot more experimental or like non-mainstream with them, simply because there were investors and producers in this economy who were willing to just throw a lot more money at a whim because they had it. I find that very fascinating. It's not like a pre-internet thing where nowadays it's like you probably won't get the budget like that, but if you can put some time together, you can put something really neat up on YouTube. Let's do it. Oh wait, no, I should I don't have to switch. I'm not going to do vocals this time. Definitely no other way to play 3DS games. No, oh no, I wouldn't know anything about that. I didn't just install a thing that rhymes with Blazahar on my T-Pec. No. Not disbelief. Alright. Well, what is on the go? Let me just hear a preview of that. I like it. Nice anthem sound. Yeah, let's play it. Alright, I'm gonna go down past the featured ones, because that's what anybody can play. Let me go to... It's March. Should I play a Christmas song? No. Let's come on for $16. Mario 3. I would assume Mario 3 is not super expensive simply because that's such a... I feel like a lot of the really ubiquitous ones, you know, the ones that everybody had for Nintendo and stuff, like those are still... Even if you open up a shop, you might have like a friend or a relative like, oh, I got it in my closet somewhere, I haven't used it, you want it? You know, it's easier to find, period. So, let's do... I was playing Bud the other day, let's play that on guitar. Let's see... Ooh, Dragula Classic. Let's go down a little bit. Oh, Fire and Steel is one of my favorites of the game exclusive ones. Alright. So actually, guys, actually tell me, for other streams, would you prefer Saturday or Sunday for? Okay, I'm not hovering anymore. Okay, good. Would you prefer Saturday or Sunday for a weekend stream? And what days of like Monday? Oh Jesus! That's a lot of notes. What days would you prefer out of Monday, Thursday, or Monday or Thursday? Because I think Friday I'd probably be doing other stuff. You know, there'd be events or movies or family outings. Mario 1 on its own is more expensive than Mario 1 Duck. That is funny. But I want to say as a kid, I saw the combo car around more too, so that's probably just a matter of the supply. Though, fun fact, that combo cart, that is the first game I ever played. I was 3 years old, the year was 1990, and a cousin of mine who was probably at least 8 years older had it and showed it. Kevin could tell I thought it was cool. The following year was 91. The Super NES came out, and that Christmas I got it and the combo of Mario World, and the rest is history. Back, y'all, having a little break. Lorelai, oh cool. I thought you were. I actually thought I wouldn't see you again this stream. I was talking about. Do you want me, Lorelai? Do you want me to go over? I actually did go over what I've been up to and what's going to happen with Wario. So I mean, it is going to happen. I was going to talk about why it hasn't happened the past year. Would you be interested in me going over that again? The singer sounds like, who's like that? Walking on the I forget that band. Lead on after has that, yeah, definitely has that vibe. Combo cart with World Class Track Me. Is that a combo with Mario 1? So World Class Track Me is the one with the pad, right? Yes, I would. Alright, so Lorelai, I've gone through a lot of commitments and priorities in the past year and a half, I guess. So late 2023, I had to move back in with family. I'm just listening to Spanish to sing. That's funny. I had to move back in with my family around Christmas 2023 due to financial, to save money. But you know, love my family. But they live in a pretty boring, pretty isolated town, like rural area. So like not much in the way of media and geeks and stuff. So. And what I kind of chose to focus on then was I went back to college since 2022, and thankfully they confirmed I could finish remotely, but we had to really hunker down for that last year, or I guess I chose to, and I did have some initial struggles because it was fully remote, and I realized I'm not really cut out for that after a lifetime of in-person. But I did finish, graduated beginning of this year, and but on top of that, you probably saw that I did, on top of the mods I was doing for fun, I got work for it with the YouTuber Nylon. We did that Resident Evil 4 video. We actually just finished the mods for the next big project. I think he's saying he's hoping to have it out this month. I think it's feasible based on what he's finished. The mods are all done. I'm actually going to be doing a voice in it, which has been fun. He writes very fun dialogue. And on top of that, the past month, I actually got called, I was asked by a relative back at the family area, hey, can you take care of our house and pets while we're over in Italy for a while? And that was nice. There were some challenges that came with it, and so that had to be taken close for a while too. And now, and even when I got back, there was still some stuff with Nile to finish up. But now I'm a bit free again, so I'm starting with this stream. I think I'd like to do one on weekdays and one on weekends. As much as I was thinking I want to do 3 or 4, I think it's just I'd fall behind on other stuff, and I already need to make up time, and I need to catch up on stuff like Wario. But yeah, I'm gonna be resuming work on WarioWare Judged. After that, finally Spacious, can't believe it. And same with Reanimated. First, I'll be reaching out to everybody who was previously committed to having some shots done. I'm going to say, like, hey, I need you to respond to this within a week to make sure you're on board. If you are, I would like you to show me some sort of, like, work in progress screenshot or something within 2 weeks. Because if not, then I will probably, just find someone who's eager, because I've actually gotten more applications since. And I'm probably going to be doing streams about my shots on Reanimated and also Judged. Not spoilery stuff, like who's the culprit. And there are actually some fun jokes. There's certainly jokes in in Judge I just don't want to spoil until it's out. But I'm really happy with Judge because in the gap in between 7 and it, I've still been able to learn so much, and we've gotten kind of a refresh on some of the voice cast and some amazing talent. I think I brought up that Amy Smith will be voicing Penny. She is best known as... Well, no. I don't know if she has a single best known, but I knew her from Freedom Planet, which is a great indie game for Milla. She's in Smite, and she's in a bunch of other games and anime. She's probably one of the more prominent Australian voice actresses because they don't have a much of a local one. She's a lot remotely. And I thought she'd be a great Penny, and spoiler, she is. And super nice to work with. So certainly will be more of that. And a lot of new voices for the other characters that I'm not voicing. I'll be voicing Wario now. The guy from 7, Joe Gaskill, was awesome, but he's focusing more on stage professional work. It blows my mind that when I talked to Kira Buckland a few years ago, she was still really on board with it. She doesn't do fan projects anymore, because it's the same when she came back for 7. She was like, "Oh no, it's an existing commitment, so I'm still do that." But I think at some point something must happen either with her or Kali, because she was like, "Okay, well, since I've done voices and he's turning down or up, I probably not able to do that." So that'll be recast, but maybe there's something in Spacious that I know she still does original indie projects, so that's something I can reach out to. And there's also one you can actually hear in that comic fan dub I did a while ago, the Wario rudeness harassment training. Chris Dolly. She has a great, I believe she's Mona, and she also has a great 5-volt. So really excited to have her on board. She's actually been in some Sonic animations I've seen that have a lot of views where it's like the girls having assembly party, stuff like that. The funny thing is, the silver lining that I have to be doing Wario now is, even though I recorded it before the recasting happened, it actually sounds pretty close to Kevin Afghani's Wario. So I was like, man, I can't do a good Charles Martinet approximation, but because he does it differently, I'm like, oh, well, now it's closer. Let me just keep it as is. And Lorelai, thank you on the congrats. It was kind of mind blowing to happen, and it was a lot of notice the grindstone. I didn't have the most fun 2024 between that and just kind of feeling kind of isolated there. It wasn't COVID level isolated, but it was. I've already found more people to talk to over at this apartment place, and if I end up in a media hub, we're looking at Austin, somewhere in California, so I'm not going to be starting in either of them because of the cost, but in the LA Burbank area, but Austin, I don't know what the rate is. But maybe because I believe Houston is where the Crunchyroll dub studio is, Formula Animation. So looking for some place near there could also help. I think you know what? I had relatives down there who offered to do guest right before COVID happened. I can reach out to them. But I also won't forward to them. That was 5 years ago. And I feel like, maybe not right now. The director of the Munsters. It's funny because I didn't know Rob Zombie's name until he started making weird movies. Okay, I'm sorry. Some of these songs are just really funny to have that voice coming out of Thanos. This is one of it. I have Barbie Girl too. Imagine standing up there and singing Barbie Girl. I love you, kid. Why does my Aqua singer sound like a teen girl spot kid? Oh, I love you, kid. Kid, you got the look so good. I was actually randomly quoting that the other day. I'm like, oh, I touched really close. Come back to your voice. I think it's every time you got me perfect. Yes, it's you. Ah, my stomach lining. Oh no, did you tell? It's Dragula, which I'm sure he's talking about the drag race, but I just have to imagine Dragula. It's a drag queen, which I'm sure that pun has been done on a RuPaul show or something like that. It's me, Dragula. One, two, lip gloss. It's funny because one of the characters I was playing as earlier, it randomly selects the background, the other band players, the band players from your favorite characters that you favorited. And so one of them was the same as my player character. I was singing with her. I play guitar, forget. Then there's another one playing the drums. That's okay. You know, I pop top it. It tells we don't sound like this. That's okay. Classic action. I think also I will be doing the dual streaming or the simulcast on Twitch in the future when it's like art stuff or other games. I don't want to do it with rhythm games that I've licensed music because I get the impression. So I know I can set these streams on YouTube beforehand, so do not, try and monetize. So they have copyright claims. I think it's less likely YouTube be like, how dare you, copyright strike. I don't know. I don't think Twitch has that option. I know that. Now, I do know there are workarounds, kind of like what I'm doing now. There's a channel I recommend called Acai. A-C-A-I. He's on both Twitch and YouTube. And he is one of the better-known plastic instrument game players, Guitar Hero, Rock Band, and Festival. And I asked him during one stream, you're on Twitch doing this, how do you not get your channel copyrighted struck down? And he's like, I do two things. Either I have custom-made versions where they speed up the song tempo by 5-10%, so we don't really get detected as much. But also, I just talk over them a lot. So that's what I've been doing right now is lowering the. Look at that, Thanos. He's a winner. That's him post Infinity War. I'm a winner. Oh wait, no, I chose drums. Oh, that's okay. I'm not gonna start over. We can mix things up a little bit. Oh, I changed the pen layout. Now Thanos isn't on. Now Thanos is on keys. Goddamn chip! My favorite part of that hold up, I have two favorite. One is the response, I give him a Fortnite mom. That's all, no. And then the end of Penny's cutscene where it's just Penny and Craig were screaming like banshees at each other. It's terrifying. It's hilarious. More games should include a rating. Yeah! To be fair, it is. You can do it. You can do it with a computer and micro stuff, but it's not. You have to. There's extra work involved, and we humans are lazy. I drew my VTube avatar. I didn't rig it. Well, I should reach out to the person rigging. Last year they were DMing me on this. Are you gonna do something like that? I was like, I'll get to it. And now I am. So yeah. See if I can get their current social and the like too. I'm talking so much. I'm out of rhythm. I ain't got rhythm. It's a good song to headbang to. It's a abridged version of Goldman and I will. Oh, just an abridged version of Gold. Yeah. They're saying Goldman, which I think of. That's the villain in House of the Dead 2 with the worst voice acting ever. Friends, the LARF cycle. If you've never played House of the Dead 2, watch the Golden cutscenes. They're treasure. Bad video game voice acting is a lost art these days. But back in the day, it was the norm, not the exception. Essential oils and eggshells. This hot topic. Especially your pecs killing me instantly. Also, I recommend the Nitro Rad one too. It's not as well known, and I think at one point he unlisted it. But I actually did that alternate upload where the first collab where half of it was Vinny Fine Sauce and half of it was Nitro. I tweeted to him and he commented on the video just in all caps. This owns. Also recommend Nitro Rad in general. He's a indie game reviewer on YouTube who does both newer stuff, but also retro, mostly platformers, and stuff that falls under that classification in terms of kind of throwback platformers, where you play those at times. But he's also shown me some cool stuff I still haven't been around to that I hadn't heard of, like Corn Kids. And then I think he's also done some horror games like Clock Tower and stuff too. It just had that rematch. I need to play that. I actually remember him pointing out, because mostly the Clock Tower games didn't have like very prolific voice actors, but the second one had a character voiced by. No, I'm gonna go back and change my character, and I'll check the queue again. I believe Clock Tower 2 had a guy voiced by an actor named Roger L. Jackson. He doesn't do a lot, but he's done two very big ones, and two very different ones. I think the biggest one is that he's the voice of Ghostface, and he actually just did it again in Mortal Kombat. I bought the expansion. I have yet to play the new characters. No, the one that he'll always be needing is Mojo Jojo. So, you know, when I told a friend that, he started just going, I want to hear what scary movie you like. The kind that makes you scream. The kind that you are too scared. And stuff like that. He's also a regular in Telltale's games. I know that he was Ichabod in Wolf Among Us. Wolf Among Us 2, I apparently that game's ever been. Let's see. Oh, Xenomorph. That's always a funny one. Alright. Let's give it a minute. Again, code, if anybody wants to join. I think I'll yeah, well, no, I'll keep doing this every now and then before I start, for like 2 minutes. The code is, all caps, Diamond Festival. And it's playable on pretty much all systems. So let's see. Some of my favorites, 9-Volt Entire Dub, the one where Cat reads the script and Anna wants to be a picture. Wait, are you taking the script? Stop reading the script, damn it, this isn't fine! I want to be a streamer. This is actually one of my favorite old VTuber moments. I remember when Neoners made a music video and she had there just vibing in the background like this. And my favorite is Corona, and sometimes she's just like eagerly nodding. Like the I am die, thank you for ever watching. Yeah, okay, yeah. Stop doing. Oh, I can't. My rig doesn't nod as fast. I don't have to change some parameters. So let me check quests while we're at it. I can determine what I should play on. Vocals, lead, the notes on drums. Oh, let's try notes. Okay, let's try drums and drum and bass. A little drum and bass a little bit. Are we gonna skip predict? Nice. I still need to go beyond the movie because I know, like, basically we have 3 versions of it, not counting the games in terms of story, and they're all kind of their own thing. The movie diverges from the book, and the Netflix show diverges from both. So, let's have Xenomorph on drums. Oh, shit. Alright. If you see any songs you want me to play, say them in the chat. Maybe in the future I'll put a list on up ahead of time. Oh, everybody. Oh no, Feel Good would be better on drums. Let's do both. Both is good. Both is good. Oh, let me just check. I need to. Wait a minute. Of course, when I fiddle with it is when the scan falls. Wait a minute, folks. We're having technical issues. All been my own version, and I love it. Nice. That's a cool approach. Look how well I'm doing on drums. Oh, man, I'm doing it. I really think of that part in Venture Brothers where the albino guy is playing GTA. And Parker's like, yeah, look at my stats. I am freaking amazing. I have to get a new stand. I thought this one. I think this one. Oh, yeah, this one might just be made for cars. Oh, also, if people would be interested, regardless of whether or not you played it, my other, first of the live service, but in terms of two I like that are actually successful and not going away, Fortnite, Zenless Sub-Zero was one of my favorite games of last year. Would you be interested in that? Are you playing that sometimes? That's right, I I think I did have Mike sing Feel Good. I got a montage for Mike. Okay, you know what, let me back out while this song. Oh, we have to tell singing the De La Soul. Perfect. Oh, I hope that doesn't change when I go back. That's actually, 2D doesn't. That's a weird voice to have him out to T'Challa, but De La Soul is funny. All right, let's see. One of your mods, but yeah, I was actually just watching the Mike. I think it's in the recommend. It's called like Mike and the Others on Stage or something silly. That was so much fun, and that's actually also on my to-do list. Is now that we have basically the entire main cast has models for WarioWare, thanks to the Toast Bunny on Twitter and that another Discord server. That's where Mike came from. I want to go back and add them, and I also want to get the Smash Brothers Biker Wario in there. And I found better versions of Cat and Nana and Ashley models, so I want to redo the faces because Ashley's mouth and eyes don't move in that. And also, I did a little tweak to the cat model deck because they had the Game & Wario designs in Smash 4. And I just kind of copy pasted their original blue eye texture on there. That's what I used in Wonder and Sonic Frontiers and all that. So I will edit that and probably make them. I think right now their mouths are stuck in permanent smiles too, and they can't blink. So we'll work on that. All right. Actually, maybe we'll just turn the V2 rig off for now. I apologize, but that was just... You can just hear my lovely voice for now. Let me just get out of here so he's not... Boop. And he's gone. My phone needs to charge. Anyway, there goes the stand. All right, let's get back to playing. So we had Feel Good, Inc., and our ship. Alright. Check the songs. Then I'll check the chat. Feel Good, and everybody. Unironically, love these Backstreet Boys. That was the perfect age for them growing up. Let's see. Stop the room. Super Smash Wario. Oh, now you make one WarioWare Smash Brothers spinoff. It will never happen. Best we can hope for is another playable character there, but I don't think that'll happen either. Though, I did a stream. There are some good WarioWare Smash Ultimate mods, including the one I always wanted. Cat and Nana over, basically an Ice Climbers echo. Makes too much sense. They also had 9-Volt over Villager, Ashley over Lucas, I think Jimmy over Captain Falcon, which is funny. There might be more since then. Oh no, they have 5-Volt over Daisy. I've seen that recently. And I'm actually tempted to, now that I've made mods for other stuff, and even Switch games with Mario Wonder and Odyssey, there's an Orbeon one that's not out yet. I wonder if I'll should try doing a Smash one down the line. I know there's the custom movesets now. That's the big revelation, where now you can just make a character that's its own slots, and you program and animate your own actual moves for it, which is amazing. I'm not a coder or anything like that. Also not a fighting game designer, so I don't think I'd be suited for that, but maybe I could help someone import and set up the model or something. The two that excite me is one person said they're doing both Rayman and Chai from Hi-Fi Rush as fully custom fighters, and I cannot wait. Because Rayman was always one of the most wanted, and I guess Chai is now too. If he is viable, he is no, he's not a Microsoft character anymore because the other company bought it, but it's still third party. I don't think they're working on it if they really want to. I don't think they will to. Fun. Oh, no, but yeah, full circle, guys. I went to a convention last weekend and met Robbie Damon. If you don't know the name, he's the voice of Chai. He's also Goro in Persona 5, Prompto in Final Fantasy 15. Most relevant to this channel, he is Orbulon, Cricket, and Mike in the new games. And very prolific guy. Also a regular on Critical Role, so my brother knows him. And yeah, I was really both doing Wario voices, but also Hi-Fi Rush means a lot to me. He's kind of become one of a big inspiration for me as a voice actor. So I was very nervous, but he was just a super nice, fun guy. And I didn't have time to set up something for autographs. We did a selfie. I'll put it online later. And I did tell him, I said I knew it was weird to bring that up over all these, roles that are more prominent, have more dialogue or emotion. The nice thing is he actually said, "Oh no, that's not weird at all. I typically get some other WarioWare fans at every showing or line like this. They're not rare." And I was like, okay, that's I guess I feel less isolated about that. the really sweet thing was he kind of had two moments that are very motivational. One, because actually a member of my Discord server, Plushitune, who has also contributed to, I can't remember if she did one for the first collab. She is doing one for the for Again. She saw me at a con last week and told me about the collab, that I'd be there at this convention next month. He not only did he remember that when I told him, but he's actually interested in watching it, which will be cool if he does. And I did really quick pull up, I forget which mod I showed him, maybe the Final Fantasy one or Sonic, but I showed him the clip I animated of Orbeon for Again. You can find it on the channel. And I saw his face light up, and he was like, oh, wait, you did that? You're the animator for that? So he was like, really, really liked the visual, which was cool. And then I explained, yeah, it's the scene where he's getting the, the pigs and the hams. And he immediately went to the voice and was like, come, little hammy. And so then I did a mimic. I whipped out my Orbeon voice and was like, locating hams is risky biz. And again, he lit up, and he was like, dude, you should just replace me. Obviously a joke there, but I was like, oh, I think he liked both of these in terms of skill. I'm just like, that was very motivational. And again, it also feels nice to give back like that. I'm pretty sure I mentioned on stream that when the first collab came out, if you don't know who Ko Takeuchi is, he is a Japanese artist and character designer who's also the character designer and creator for both WarioWare and Rhythm Heaven, especially if you notice that they have a similar style. And he's active on socials. He actually does a lot of fan art. The fun thing is he does ones of Western media stuff too. The ones I always think of, he did Homestar, Game Grumps, and Seinfeld. And I actually believe Aaron gave him a shout out when they played Game with Wario because he had seen the fan art by then. And I took his Twitter DMs were open at the time. They're not anymore now, so I might see if he has an email or something when Again comes out. But I use like Google Translate, and there's actually I've done an alternate upload of collab with the Japanese audio, and I sent him a link to that, and said, sorry if this is probably gonna sound like badly translated, but it is. But and he responded. The translation was, hey, this is Ko. Tell everybody thanks for this. This is just a really cool kind of celebration of the characters. So yeah, he watched and enjoyed it. That was kind of wild. And I certainly let the server know that immediately too. I didn't go blabbing on socials or stuff because I didn't want to seem like gloating or whatever. But yeah, anybody who worked on that or spread the word, it got to the guy who's kind of responsible for these characters. And I'm not sure if he or others did the art for the cutscenes. I'm sure. Well, he had to contribute because a lot of it is based on the default poses. Like if you look at Orbeon, it's like the front pose of his default art. And I'm pretty sure that's usually been him. But yeah, that feels good to give back like that. And that's actually kind of ties into kind of one of the goals of why I'm hoping to do stuff like that for a living, is not just for a living. Not interested in fame and clout like that, but I also want to. The way I've seen it, my whole life has been enriched and good memories from good media and stuff like that has inspired me and many others and entertained when you need it. And I want to be able to do that as well if I have the drive to make stuff like that. One more funny story is that ties into that. Last year at this same convention, I met Rob Paulson, who's another one of my heroes. He's done a lot of stuff. He was the Ninja Turtles fan who was Raphael on the 80s show and Donatello in the 12 one. He was Carl and Jimmy Neutron. We get so many Croissant and Brain Cell and nobody plays memes. No, the one that means a lot to me is that he was Yakko and Pinky in Animaniacs, which was the show from my childhood, and I still love it. And they did the reboot version, which I really liked. That came out late 2020, where on top of COVID, I had lost my job, and that's when my grandmother passed, the one I did the video with. So it would have been a terrible year for me, even if there was no pandemic. That show came when I needed it. And when I got a few episodes in, I was like, they're getting the vibe right, and I just kind of felt at home again. And it was very warm blanket. And when I told him that, he actually got a little choked up. And he ended up exchanging a hug. So I think, I do know he has said those are the kinds of things that really hit, the most impactful with him. I think he said he met a parent who had an autistic kid who had been generally mute for a long time, and he started talking watching Yakko and Animaniacs. Something about the characters really clicked with that, and that's incredible. And I'm not certainly expecting any work I do to have those kinds of life-changing, milestones. But like I said, imagine imagine someone is going through the equivalent of a loved one passing, or whatever the next COVID equivalent will be. I know there's the bird flu thing right now. We'll see if they have that. But or losing work, or just anything, and just a breakup, and they watch a cartoon that I did, and it makes them laugh and take their mind off it. Because that's been my go-to coping thing for decades. I think back to when I was a teen, and I'm sorry this is getting so heavy. I just think back to when I was a teen, and a few weeks into my first year of high school, 9/11 happened. That shook me up, but that was kind of like my peak TV anime fandom. That's when we had Toonami and the original run of DBZ and stuff. And the GameCube came out a few months later, and then I got my PS2 a few months later, and that's the PS2 is still... I think I've said that the PS2 and Super NES are kind of tied for my favorite systems ever. And my favorite game ever is Donkey Kong Country 2, which is Super NES. But there are some fantastic PS2 ones as well, obviously. And, I think there's an importance to... and it's valid media when you... Oh. Okay, well, it was nice of OBS to say I disconnected. I don't know why I did. I didn't lose Wi-Fi. Alright, after we finish, I think it's the second song. After we finish this, I'm going to try to do one more attempt at seeing if people want to join the private thing. I'm guessing no. I'm guessing I'll have to do this more regularly to do that. And then either way, I'll do another full set. I believe they recommended I play some bass. But is there no song for this? Did I already do better? I was so caught up in talking, I don't remember. Oh, that was last time. Okay, let's go backstage. I'll switch characters again one more time too. Make a Frank, make a cool duo in the dance club section. I always like that little. It's so they're just talking about their mechanics, but I'm like, you know what? I bet they get along. You know what? Frieza would be funny to rock out to. All right. I will give it a few minutes. So again, the code is Diamond Festival, all caps. I'll say 2 or 3 minutes. Also, if you say in the chat you're about to join, that would help too. Because if there's zero activity by the 2 or 3 minute mark, then I will just log in. But let's see, chat still. Let me see if I. Oh no, I can't. I have to figure out how to move the mouse cursor without moving the game. Let me just choke. Can you tell that I'm all over the place vocabulary-wise right now? All right, so we got. She's connected. Yeah, it's connected. Okay. Let's go Dr. Pepper. Someone drink too much beer? I drink too much Dr. Pepper. Which one's worse? You decide. Imagine how chaotic some WarioWare game. Yeah, there were people saying on my server, dude, imagine if they make a sequel to Snaps, but it's actually good. So I'm still I guess we did kind of get our first kind of sequel with because Move It is basically a sequel to Smooth Moves. Now I'm I await the day we get a DIY too, on a more powerful system and maybe less restrictions on online sharing. That would be incredible. User-generated content is more of a thing these days than it was then, including in Fortnite. Roblox obviously. I'm still sad Dreams didn't take off because that was the most impressive one I've experienced. There's also and just the Steam Workshop stuff, integrating, kind of making mods official. Actually, I'll tell you one game I've really gotten into, and maybe I'll stream in the future. That just came out, Rift of the Necrodancer. It's technically a sequel to Crypt of the Necrodancer, I think. I don't know if it's considered a sequel or a spin-off, but it plays more Guitar Hero-like because of the layout. There's a Star Power equivalent. but there's kind of its own. They actually say you should probably use keyboard. It can do gamepad. I don't think it has guitar controller built in. I'm actually trying to see if I can do that. And really good game, very hard, but it has lower difficulties. It has certain levels that change it up and their rhythm heaven inspired, and it has workshop support for custom levels built in. I'm attempting my first one, so we'll see what happens, and played a lot of others. So yeah, check out Rift of the Necrodancer. It actually just shadow dropped. It was on the Direct. It shadow dropped its Switch version last week, and it has been on Steam since last month, maybe February, I forget. And Switch doesn't have the custom songs, but even the base package is still a great one. So pick up whichever you want. All right, it's been 3 minutes. I'm gonna get started. DIY 2 would be amazing. It would, and I don't know why it hasn't happened unless the first just didn't sell well. Maybe it didn't. I don't remember, but I do wonder what contributed to the hiatus of WarioWare in the 2010s, because we had that and Game & Wario in 2012, and yeah, I didn't like Game & Wario much, and I wonder if that combined with it being Wii U, it didn't sell great, and they stopped for a bit. And even then with Gold, they were like, well, let's do a lot of, bring back the old games, but it seems to have worked now. We're in a new age of WarioWare. Oh wait, no, we want to do bass. Maybe I'll do something from the featured songs. Let me see. Would Bring Me to Life be a good one? Oh, it's pretty challenging. Good. That's the thing. Bass is often very easy because the kind of note patterns they have are usually not as crazy. So they don't have like guitar solos and stuff. I would do Sweet Child of Mine, but that's not 6 minutes long. Let's see. Uh-oh. Can't tell if I'm hiccuping or burping. I do that a lot. Can't stop. Oh, that's too easy. Go with your son. Too long. We did Dragula. We did Everybody. We go lower down. Wait, Friday I'm in Love. Is that a good? Okay, that's 3. It's not super easy. Love me some Cure. I will never get over the fact that I got into the Cure because they did my favorite cartoon theme song ever. I actually have an upload still of the Dragon Hunters theme song by them, and I guess it's the go-to upload because it's in like the 100,000s of views, and I'm still getting quotes like, anybody here from 2025? Like comments on it. So, but then I went back and really listened to their songs that are in these games, and I found some more online, and yeah, they just have a fascinating sound. For a long time I was like, so who's the guitarist? I know Robert Smith is the singer, and he's amazing, but like they have a very specific sound, and I was like, oh, he's both, and I'm like, geez. Wait, I didn't see who's singing. Oh, sure, he's singing that. Actually, kind of fits. She's probably going to do the guy rapping, too. There's Sam in the background. And we got a Marvel band. Sweet. Yeah, we had Thanos. Before we streamed, I had, believe I had Mantis and War Machine. Yeah, right now this bass is basically the guitar pattern. So I am thinking streams Tuesdays, and I would probably have to decide on a week-by-week basis if it's Saturday or Sunday, but I can make posts in advance. And a lot of it is going to be more up what people are in this channel for, either working on Wario stuff or maybe playing with some stuff. Certainly whenever I get my hands on Switch 2, I actually am, Laura always asked about it, I am going to attempt to get it in the launch period, simply because I'm kind of, even if it's, $100 more expensive, I'm kind of in a lucky break where I can get some work without, if I'm not moved out yet, then I don't worry about rent and food, stuff like that, electric bills, like I did in my own apartment. And yeah, the fact that Mario Kart World looks very ambitious, that'll be a bundle, and then the big one for me is Donkey Kong Bonanza. That a new 3D DK from the Mario team, and the trailer looked great. Hands-on impressions have been very positive. I kind of feel like this is a no-brainer for me, and it means a lot to me. It's been a decade since Tropical Freeze, and it's been, 25 years since 64 was the only 3D one back in the day, and I don't even like 64 that much, so I'm like, yeah, I really, and it also just, it makes sense, because me and other people were saying, like, there's been a build-up, there's been an influx over the past year of DK-related stuff, because you got the theme park section, he played a big part in the movie. I think the redesign was shown earlier this year, and I'm like, well, why would they give him a redesign if he's just a side character in Mario Kart? So and then like they were boasting, they had Returns HD, which is a lazy port, but it's still makes that available to more audiences. And so it's like, yeah, we got all the classic arcade and country games on there. They got the Game Boy DK94, which is a fantastic game, actually. One of my favorites as a kid. Play it if you haven't. So we were like, okay, they've done everything but give them an actual new proper game, and I feel like it has to happen soon. Indeed it is. It's coming out soon. I don't know what the app about. I think I didn't want to watch some stream videos. I disconnected for a second. That's probably part of it. Mario Kart would be very cool. There again, I will say there is a good modding scene for Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, and I've seen 9-Volt and Ashley. I've played 9-Volt and Ashley in there. There might be others, I have to look it up. It would be a no-brainer to make a moped from Mona. Again, with Toast Bunny doing their thing, I know I'm going to try and get a little more WarioWare games. Not going to be the only thing. I know I'm trying to mix up a little bit because I've done a lot of good WarioWare rep. I'm going to keep doing that, but there's other cool characters to put in too. I know Rayman's one I like to put in, and I found a Don Patch and Bobobo model, so you know I'm doing that. And one that I just think is funny because I've been quoting him for I've been doing the voice for years is Behon. I got a good Behon model, and you saw I just put up a Guitar Hero in Resident Evil, and okay, I'll just say it now. I've seen that Cyberpunk has built-in modding capabilities. It builds on AI voices. I'm not doing that, but maybe I should record all of my LV as Behon. Maybe, you know, I could be Night City's Reckoning. Wouldn't that be fun? Alright, do we have one more song? We have one more song. Let's finish up with The Cure. Lorelai, thanks for sticking around. And thanks to Sochi and everybody else who tuned in as well. Kane Tang. I'm happy to be getting going on this channel again and these projects. It's funny because I had 3 live service games I was addicted to, but one of them was Multiversus, and that is just about done. So I figured it was inevitable that one of my there's so many that get shut down. I figured it was inevitable that one of my favorites would, and that always seemed like most likely because Fortnite is Fortnite, and Hoyo is endless people because you know they make Honkai, Star Rail, and Genshin. Those are all $30 games, so those are going again. It's great to happen. Yeah, I guess I'm a weirdo for thinking Multiversus even on top of a fun roster. I'd like mechanically this is one of my favorite Smash ones. And I hope in the future somebody else draws inspiration from it with their game. I like the art style too, because it was also like even at launch I was like, this is the first game I've seen where I can play as my 2 favorite movies, because Iron Giant and Dark Knight. And we got Iron Man Batman in there. And it meant a lot to me to see the Powerpuff Girls later on there too. The reboot, that was the first thing. Good thing with them in a while, and it's sad because all signs point to Dexter and Animaniacs being there too. Maybe their college or something will beat someday. Oh, and Lorelai, I've actually seen there are mods for there's Biker Wario, and what's the other one? I think there's some vehicles that weren't already in the game, like his bike and the Wario car from Land 4. Which I'm pretty sure was in either Double Dash or Wii, maybe both. It's been gone since. It's weird, some things they give you in some countries and it's gone for 8 life. Like the other Kongs, Diddy and Funky were there. Dixie was in Chore, the phone game. So far, I haven't seen her in World, but I'm hoping because Pauline was in that too. Was Kamek added to our... I feel like he's been in one of the other games. I always think of back in the day, from my age, he was going to be in Mario Kart 64. There were early beta pictures of him, but they replaced him with Donkey Kong. Which upgrade, but you know, I like Kamek. Especially now he has a fun voice in the movie. Sorry, I sound like Peter Lorre. I sound like Ren. I mentioned Retro Comedy Tonight. That's the only artist for Animaniacs, which is awesome as heck. For the new one, which there are actually some there's some talented people in there like Katie Rice. The character designer was Genevieve Tsai. Chris Wade, my friend who I did the podcast with, was when the show first came out. She shared some key art for that that like over theatrical dragon in the beginning of the Rain episode, and Chris was talking about how much fun that was. Gee, wow. Yeah, well, that actually, no, that makes sense too, because a lot of the key talents on the OG one have continued to work on other shows too. Yeah, I do hope I meet, I think, I've only met some voice actors from it. I met, because yeah, I've met Rob Paulson. I did meet Royce from March too, Brain. And a couple years ago I met Jim Cummings, who did a lot of, like, guest voices on it. I'm on putting other things. And, I actually don't know if I've seen animators for either of them at cons, but it might just be the cons I'm attending. And because I know that right now the kind of my big bucket list one, who I have not been aware of at any con that I go to, is Richard Epcar, who's done a lot of voices. But what matters to me is that he was Bobobo, and he does still do cons. But I'm wondering if either because maybe he doesn't go to East Coast ones as much. He's got to fly across country from LA to there. Um, I think he does ones in like Colorado and stuff too, like the ones that are more halfway. I'll have to check and see. I'll bet he has like some sites or socials that talk about it, or their sites that can tell you like, oh, that guess will be this. So I'll look into it. All right, I guess we'll wrap it up now. I'll be coming. I'll be trying to doing more of these. Certainly more Fortnite Festival, and maybe I'll hold off in the future. Actually, it'll probably be pretty easy. If people say in the chat they want to join a private game with it, I can just go down here and set up the custom key. So I'll do that in the future instead of just doing it at the beginning. But yeah, Lorelai, Kane, Soshi, thanks for tuning in. Glad to be back. I will probably be doing another one this weekend, and that will probably be the norm. Tuesdays and either Saturdays or Sundays. So I've started work on a general update video with some fun jokes in there and other announcements of things you can look forward to, releases, maybe a shadow drop of some other projects and stuff. You know, who knows what the future brings. Everybody, enjoy your week. Thank you for continuing to support and be interested in the work here. And honestly, I think I'm happy to say now the best is yet to